suggest your top sort of 3 or 4 points.
All these things are price to put into risk, right? So that's the other point. And I think what stands out for me is the nature of streaming has changed. I don't have to consider that. It's no longer just this lender last resort coming in. So it has its place. Granted that you don't go above certain volume limits. Yeah, it's part of any funding mix. And maybe a message to the audience or the people that are not here, it's also reflection of the inability to raise equity funding. Because in an ideal world, historically, you wanted to build a mine or expand a project, you just went to equity shareholders, did a rights issue, and they shared in all the upside and all risk. So I'd leave you with that.
I think for myself, I think as a sponsor, typically a kind of a junior miner mid-tier doesn't necessarily have a massive kind of corporate finance team who's looking at their finances. And I've seen some advisors in the market, in the kind of the audience. I'd really say when you kind of look at putting in place a complex funding arrangement, always make sure that you've got some independent advice. Don't just kind of go to your bank and ask your banker how it's going to work. He'll tell you these things are like a suit. It's tailor-made to what you want. You heard the stream can be flat for the life of the stream. A stream can step down, and as a sponsor, you don't necessarily know that. And so I think it's good. With any kind of complex financing, make sure that you know what are the different options that you have.
It's actually great when we are approached by a mining company who has thought about the different permutations. They have a good sense of what they want. They have a clear plan. I think actually having some advice, thinking through the permutations is good for everyone. I encourage people to do that. But the market has changed, and I think it's a better, more sophisticated, more complementary offering than it was 10 or 15 years ago. Of that I'm certain. What we offer is very consistent availability of capital. I think the availability of debt ebbs and flows to a much greater extent than availability of equity. People talk about it all the time. So I think we offer, that sort of surety, the supply of dollars that you can't necessarily guarantee.
Just to answer the question, to stream or not to stream, and there's a place for streams that's very useful. When equity is not there, when debt funds end up not being funded, you cannot execute, then you don't have so many people that you are able to work with. So it should be considered. But if I put myself in the shoes of a project owner, I would really want to have a strategy with you of all potential angles to raise money. But not procrastinating, spending too much time saving a few dollars, because at some point you need to get it back. You need to develop the project. So the key thing I would say as a conclusion is that you want to make sure that over time you can flex the funding stack. And you can amend it to save money, to give more flexibility to develop your asset further.